Professor Pant, thank you so much for giving us your time today and talking to the foundation. I'd like to know from you that IIT Roorkee was one of the initial first institutes to come up with a whole program in a school specially dedicated to data science and AI at a time when people were just thinking about this emerging technology. So can you tell us how it has been to not just develop a program in a school like that, but also see it flourish with so much of talent coming out of it and now seeing the fruits of all the work that has gone in?
Yeah, thank you, Kriti, for your question. And as you rightly pointed out, right, IIT Roorkee is a 178 years old institute. And if you look at earlier, right, the civil engineering, and then gradually, right, the other branches also came. And in 2001, it was, right, given the Institute of National Importance, IIT Roorkee, the 7th IIT in the country, right. And presently we have 23 branches of science and engineering, right, and most important is this, right, Mehta Foundation School of Data Science, which is, right, a unique one, in fact, I would say. Because, see, the science and engineering, it is, right, predominated here since beginning. And Roorkee civil engineering, metallurgy, material science, then hydrology, earthquake engineering, renewable energy, and several branches. When we started this National Education Policy 2020, right, then we have made it, right, that all there should be, the research should be interdisciplinary, and the pedagogy should be such that where the students get attracted in the class with the curiosity, right. So, and that will not happen unless you give a case study, right. So keeping that thing in mind, we just initiated that, put more and more case study. And then, of course, that time this artificial intelligence, right, was one of the areas, right, where people talk a lot of things that this would be the future. And so students also, right, became interested. And we are thankful to Mehta Foundation, right, that they gave us the opportunity and we became the first IIT, right, to get this, right, support from the Rahul Mehta ji. And of course you and then Naveen Jhaji, this also right off and on. Lot of these kind of mentors, right, Anant, our right alumni, and several other mentors, right, they came and they, right, gave us the guidance and the support and the confidence also. And today now you see that, right, there are, even we have a seat 40, but on average we get 45 undergraduate students every year, and it is much more demanding. There's BTech, right, program in data science and artificial intelligence. Then masters and PhD students, so 2 master programs are running, PhD programs. And I'm happy to share that the first graduate, right, for this BTech batch will be now in this batch. And this is, I think, very, very tremendous. And fortunately, they are getting very good placement also, right? Highest package, but they got, right? That is also, right? We are proud of these all undergraduate students, right, who are here. And also masters and PhD students. So I congratulate all these students, all the faculty, right, members, those who supported, right, from the institute, because a lot of joint faculty members are there, a lot of new faculty, and a lot of professor of practice and adjunct faculty, right? They are in abroad, but they are, right, valuable inputs off and on we got. So I convey my best wishes to all the students, those who are graduating during this year.
Great. No, it's definitely a great feat what the students and the faculty have achieved in the very short time that the school has been operational. You mentioned closely working with the foundation, so I'm going to come to that angle. What do you think working with the foundation has brought in terms of either a thrust or collaboration opportunities, or just giving the edge to what the school is probably doing slightly differently?
Yeah, the school is doing a lot of new areas, right? Because whenever I had a discussion with Rahul Mehta ji and our alumni and, right, the mentors of this, right, school, always we had a lot of discussions that which areas should be initiated, because the need of our, if you look at from the global perspectives, and we have a lot of vision for Viksit Bharat 2047, and in that the artificial intelligence and data science, right, has to be there. So our ministry also, right, Government of India is supporting now that application oriented artificial intelligence is very, very important. So AI application for physical process, right, this is what we aimed, right, and with that and with the support of the Rahul Mehta Foundation, we have initiated the courses, right, like application of AI for sustainable agriculture, right? Application of AI for disaster mitigation and management. So we have a department here on disaster mitigation management. So we are looking forward that how, especially in the Uttarakhand, Jammu, Himachal and Northeast area, right, when there's heavy rains, floods, landslide issues, right, glacier melting also, and water management. So means how can we use these kind of AI tools to give a kind of complete picture in the lab, living lab concept, right, in the classroom itself. So we have the AR, VR facility here, very good AR, VR facility, and our first year students, right, as a team, they work on this tinkering lab, right. So Mehta Foundation, this, right, the concept was that this AI should be connected with other departments, right, and not only in the engineering and science, right, but also social science now. Now we have initiated, right, the courses for humanities and social science, which are AI assisted. So how this, right, these departments like humanities and social science, they can work for the community, right, the health, right, say women empowerment, right, then training, some capacity building programs which can run through these kind of AR/VR facility. So I think this, when it was initiated in 2021, and to date now, right, I think lot of new things have been developed, and lot of new projects are also coming on AI assisted physical, so AI in healthcare, right, very, very important. So we have collaboration with here AIMS Rishikesh, AIMS New Delhi, and where we are working on this robotics, design, this robots design for surgical appliances. Lot of sensors are being designed using the AI application. So I think how this AI and data science along with digital twin would be helpful for the future to make the, right, what we talk, the goals of sustainable development, right, and Viksit Bharat 2047, and creating lot of these jobs, right, startups, so AI assisted startups. So these things are coming up. Manufacturing process, so we are doing lot of work on this manufacturing, and AI assisted these manufacturing processes, like for physically challenged, right, persons, this device fabrication using the AI tools. So those things are also being implemented here. Yeah.
No, definitely, it's a very holistic program and exposure that the students get here. You already mentioned the Viksit Bharat and the goal that India has, and obviously institutes like IIT Roorkee are contributing to all this. AI is also a very emerging technology and a constant changing technology. So lastly, if you can just tell us that you've already mentioned how you're planning to progress in terms of the different domains that you will keep adding and keep exploring to the program. But also how is IIT Roorkee looking at more and more talent creation, more and more capacity building, because that is also one thing that the country is constantly in need of. So one is going forward with the new areas which are constantly coming up, but also in terms of capacity building. So if we can just have a little idea of where we are going with that.
This is very important and a pertinent point, because when we talk about any science technology, in fact we call STEM, where science, technology, engineering, mathematics connected with management and business opportunity. So when we see the startups, right, how these startups or business models can be developed, entrepreneurship, skill development programs, and lot of things when we talk about connecting with the industries, because industry academia partnership is very, very important, and perspectives should be global, right? That's what we say, that, right, self-reliant India, make in India, be, right, vocal, right, first, and then take it to the global. So quality, product development, that's very, very important. So keeping this thing in mind, so capacity and capability building programs are very, very important, right? So we are doing a lot of courses, because in Greater Noida we have our extension center, and where we are looking, right, or doing a lot of these artificial intelligence assisted courses, which are offline as well as online, and like this semiconducting materials, like so how AI can be used for semiconducting materials, quantum technology based technology. So we are doing a lot of AI assisted quantum technology, device fabrication, right? So these, and manufacturing, like we have RT, which is automobile sectors, right, e-vehicles training on all this. So for that also training is required, and these many devices are now, right, a kind of automatic devices, right, and robotics, industrial 4.0 to 5.0, when we are saying more or more, right, the efficiency of the process is to be, right, made better. Then green technology, when we talk about clean energy, sustainable energy, we talk in terms of something where the, right, solar energy, application of the perovskite-based materials, so novel materials, advanced functional materials, critical minerals, right? We have a center of excellence on critical minerals. So we are working on recovery of this, right, so gold, silver, copper from this PCB, printed circuit board, battery materials, right? So when you do processing of these kind of things, like say collection and segregation of these kind of, right, waste or, right, printed circuit boards, e-waste management, what we see. So then, because this is a big board, right, and you have to identify where these precious metals are located in that, which is not easy job, right? Manually it is difficult. But if you have a sensor and if artificial intelligence can be applied to that, it can easily be trained. And this is what our faculty members are doing a lot of research on these areas. And that training also, right, the younger generation, say our undergrad, postgrad, PhD, and from outside also, we are doing a lot of these courses for the industrial persons also. So these are going on. Same thing for the, as I said, right, green hydrogen, very, very important. So we are doing a lot of work on this, right, biomass conversion to clean energy, right, how it can be made clean, utilization of the resources like water management. We have strong departments on water research. So how AI can be helpful in rejuvenation of water body, right? Because water is precious for the future. So every sector consumes huge amount of water. So can we use the water through circular economy concept, so reuse into the system. Same thing for the waste management also. So reuse and recycle all these things within the system. And for that, the AI-based capacity building programs are very, very important. Another thing which we have done in IIT Roorkee campus itself also for women empowerment. So what we can do, right, for the women, how can we train them, especially in the rural areas, like the health care, right, is very, very important. Malnutrition related issues, right? So child care, education to the child, motivate the children of the remote areas to come to the higher education, right? And for that, the training to the women is very, very important. So we are doing a lot of these kind of small scale skill development programs with the support of the MSMEs, where we are training the local women in Uttarakhand village areas to get some employability. So with that training, like say biomass pick up and collect it into some energy resource material. Same thing for, right, agriculture related, what kind of, right, soil fertilization, depending upon that, which crops should be cultivated, when it should be harvested, what kind of fertilizers should be, how much water is to be given. So this training and drone training also we are looking, that if the women can be trained, right, for the drone operation, they can just monitor the entire, right, agriculture land and fertilization, all these things. So that is also, I think, the need of the hour. And for our right honorable Prime Minister has that vision of Viksit Bharat 2047, where every citizen of the globe, right, should be, right, self-reliant, confident, and happy. So providing the happiness to the society, I think that is the goal of the education, and this is what we are, right, giving the message to the community, entire community, and for that also these kind of tools are very, very helpful.
No, you're absolutely right. It's application in every front, which impacts not just urban but development, but also the rural development. That will be all for today, Professor. Thank you so much for giving us your time and talking to us. Thank you.